it was asked in class how to make a drawing program using the turtle. So I'm going to attempt to do that. Let's call this turtle drawing. Um, so I think we're going to need to make our own class. So we'll call this pencil.py. And then let's start just in that class right away. We're going to import from turtle, import turtle. I think we're also going to need to do the screen. Let's see. Well, let's just do this in here. So we'll have it on our main, we'll have our screen, because we'll have to have some kind of window control. So we have our pencil, our main.py is going to have the screen imported, and the pencil is going to have the turtle. All right, let's make a pencil class. So we're going to say class, capital P pencil. And then in there we'll need an init def with a self as a parameter. And we're going to have to, as part of that, run turtle dot, sorry, 2 underscores, init, under, self. Okay. And we're going to do some other things here. Let's say self.shape circle, just to get us set up, and self.color, let's do brown. I think that's lowercase. All right, so in main.py, we're going to say from pencil import pencil. Okay, so our window is going to be screen type. So it's going to be doing our controlling of the window over here. And pencil is going to be pencil type. And if I run this, we have errors. Has no attribute shape. Really? So it's not inheriting the turtle command, so I need to say turtle in the parentheses here. So it inherits all the things from turtle. Okay, so now if I run this, now we've got a brown circle, which is what I wanted, and we have the window, no errors, so we can start to do the next couple things that we need to do. So let's see. The first thing we want to do is we want to get a list of commands that we're going to need here. So self.up will connect to up. Self.down, we're going to connect to down. By the way, these are the arrow keys. This is how they're listed, how they're understood by Trinket, by Python. So we're giving a variable called up, a variable called down, and we're storing in that the up arrow and the down arrow. This will be self.right. Just be consistent on my capitalizations here. Right. Self dot left, and we'll make this equal to left. There's a couple other things I'd like to do as far as the ability to control this. I'm going to say self dot p up. So this will be pen up. And then we can assign a key on the keyboard to that. I'll say W, capital. So that'll be the W. When I hit the W, we're going to put the pen up, and self dot pen down equals S. So W and S will turn our drawing on and off. And I think that's probably what we need. Oh, we probably need a way to stop ourselves too, because um, self.stop um, equals, let's call this space. Okay, we have the ability with Trinket to detect key presses down, but we don't have the ability to detect key presses up. And so if I were going to write this in a different format that's not Trinket, we could do this more easily. And this is a problem with the way keys have been implemented in Trinket. Um, and that's what it is. We're going to have to kind of go around it. Ordinarily, I would say if I'm pressing down, I want to move in the Y direction up. And if I'm not pressing down, if I let go of the key, if I release the key, I want to stop my motion. We don't have that second part available to us in Trinket. They haven't implemented it. So we're going to do the best we can with what we have. Um, cool. We're also going to need to send in our window. I'm just going to call it WN here. So in our pencil here, we're going to add a window reference. Our window reference is going to be doing something for our program. We're just going to say window dot listen, and this is just how the screen will listen for our keys. And then you don't have to do this, but I like to do while true pass. So we have an endless loop at the end here, just so that when I hit run, right. So when is coming in, I have to say self.when equals when. Um, why is that not defined? It's coming in. Oh, because I put it in the wrong place. X this and put it after self. So in the def init. Cool. Uh, so the reason I like to put the endless loop at the end of this is because I can stop and start my program and I can see that it's running or not running. If I don't do this, it's still going to work, but it'll just always say run, and I just prefer it the other way, just for my own like, did I run the most recent version or not? Kind of setup here. Okay, so we're going to need some functions for this, and we're going to need to set up our key bindings. So self.wn.onKey will let us check for keys, and it'll run a function. So it'll run a function if we have a key pressed. So what we need like a go up function, and this is going to be a self function because it's inside a class, and the key that we're going to be using is self.up. And then we're going to need to copy this, paste it, paste it, paste it, and then we're going to need up, down, right, right, and left, left. We're going to need one for stop, and this will be stop turtle. So those will be our movement commands. For our pen up and down commands, we can fold all that, I think, into this. I think we can say self.pen up. If we do p up and self.pen down, these, even though they're functions, they don't have parentheses at the end. P down. Okay, so that should let us control those. So now we need to write, we don't need to write these functions because they're built into Turtle, pen up and pen down, but we will need to write these. So let's define one, and then we'll kind of copy and paste. So this will be go up. We should have a moving, whether we're moving or not, variable. So I'm going to add this to the top. Self.moving equals false. And so we're going to say self, and we're going to say if, no, we're going to say moving. So if we press the button, moving equals true. And we're going to say we need some more variables here. We need our y speed and our x speed. So self dot y speed equals 0. Self dot x speed equals 0. Okay, so this is good. So we're going to add, if we're going up, we're going to add to our y, and that's a positive direction. So our self dot y speed will equal, let's create some more variables here. Self dot speed, how about t speed, the turtle speed, or we call it drawing speed, draw speed equals draw speed. And then we're going to bring this in from our pencil here so we can change it later a little bit easier than digging through where we have these things. So we'll just say draw speed. And let's start this at like 2, and we'll see how that goes. Okay, so that'll come in as 2. It'll be attached to draw speed there. So we're going to say y speed equals draw speed. So our y speed will equal 2 if we're moving up. We're going to copy this and paste it and make sure the def lines up. This will be go down. And then instead of our draw speed, we want it to be negative draw speed because we're moving in a negative direction. And we're going to copy this, paste it, and we want to change go up to go right. This is going to move our x speed in the positive draw speed, and we're going to go left. We may not even need the stop. I'm not sure. This is our x going in the negative draw speed for left. Okay. We might be able to get rid of this space. We'll see. Okay. So what we need is move pencil, def, move pencil. Yep, self. And if we're moving, we don't even need that parentheses, I don't think, for this. If moving, then what do we want to do? We want to we basically want to self.goTo, and we want to go to an x and a y position. We don't know what the if self.moving. It doesn't understand what moving is. We're going to go to an x and y position. So x is going to be equal to where we currently are. So self.x core is the x coordinate that we're currently at. And we're going to add self.x speed. Yep, that should be good. And then for the y, we're going to change this to y. We're going to go y coordinate and y speed. And then we're going to move there, go to x and y. And then after we're done moving, we're going to set our speed back. Self dot x speed equals 0, and self dot y speed equals 0, and moving equals false. So every frame we want to move, increase our speed, and then say we're not moving anymore. Does that work? That might work. Let's see. Let's run this. Nope, pencil has no attribute. Go up. Self, go up. Def, go up. What did I mess up? Well, I definitely messed this up. This should be self.moving. I think these are tabbed in too far. So let me put these back. Let me see if that fixed that error. Yeah. So I got to pull all this stuff back. I just tabbed it over too much. Get rid of one of these tabs every time. Doesn't like draw speed. Self dot, because we're inside a class. Cool. Anything else yellow? Not seeing it. Let's see if we get an error. We do. Oh, self stop. I think we took this out. I'm just going to comment it out. I'll delete it later. Okay. So if I click on this screen and move, not getting any movement. Okay, so I want to just make sure we're getting these things. I'll just do a quick print going up. So this is just going to say, when I press this, is it registering? So it is detecting the key, and it is placing it through here. So up is working. So we should be able to move up here, but we're not moving up. So let me think about why that might be happening. So here's why it's not working. We wrote move pencil, but it's not running actually. That's what I forgot to do in the while true, is I want to say pencil dot move pencil, and then try this again. There we go. Now it's moving super slow, and it's moving tiny little. It moved a little bit, and not there yet. So let's turn this up a little bit and see if we make this faster, whether that changes things. So it moved a little bit and then stopped moving. Made some changes here. I upped my pencil speed a little bit, but in this code, I didn't have self.moving, and so that was causing an error. Not an error, but like it was causing it to work strangely. And now I can run this guy around the screen and draw whatever I want. And if I hit W, the pen goes up. If I hit S, the pen goes down. We are going off the screen, so we might make it so that he can't move off the screen. So let's do that real fast. I actually have this in my rocket ship code. So let me go to Trinket, and I'll just open up my rocket ship code, and we'll just copy and paste wholesale. So this is in the ship class. Let's see. Move ship, rotate ship, check angles. So this check edges. This is what I want. I'm just going to copy this and bring this on in. So let's just do a self dot check edges here and the move pencil, and then we're gonna paste that check edges. So basically what this is saying is if I'm past, it's looking for self boundary, which it doesn't know. So let's make a boundary. So we're gonna say self dot boundary equals 200. So this is 200 out, 200 back, and that's our boundary. So if we're past, we can make all these 200, but it's in here. So if it's past 200 in the positive direction, and I called this something a little bit different, so I'll do x speed is greater than 0. We don't want to teleport. This one would teleport the ship to the other end of the screen, so it was wrapping. We just want to say self.x speed equals 0. And if the coordinate is less than negative boundary, so we're negative 200, and we're moving in the negative direction, x speed is less than 0. And again, we just want to make it 0. So in that case, so we'll just copy this, copy that, and paste it in this spot. Y coordinate and y speed and y coordinate and y speed. We're going to say y self dot y speed equals 0, and copy this. Right there. And that should be good for that. So let's run this and find out, make sure that worked. So if I move up here, now it stops me at the edge, so I can't like fly off the page. Same thing there. We might make it a little bit smaller. Although I think it's because this is, I ran this. Let me save this and reload the page and see if that works better. So if I write anything on the page, it will make the screen a little bit smaller. So this should take me, and it still goes off the edge just a little bit. So it might make sense to make our boundary like 180 or 190 and rerun. And that way I can get to the end and kind of draw a line. That's good. All the way around. And that way I can always see the edges of my drawing. It does do this little stutter step thing here. If I want to make that happen less, I can reduce my speed. But which makes a little bit smoother drawing, but then I'm drawing really slow. Let's add a feature here. We can do a, since we didn't use that space, we could do a self.wn.onClick. We can just say self. What do we call it? Well, let's just say self go click. Okay, so when we click, we're going to run the go click method. And the go click method is just going to say def go click self. And we want moving to equal true. And then we want to run, what do we call it, move pencil? This would be self.moving and self.move pencil. Okay. Nope. We're going to change this a little bit more. We're going to have to take an X and a Y. So let me show you how this works. You say print X comma X, let's see. Let's say mouse position equals X comma Y, just so we can see how this looks, and I'll print mouse position. So if I run this again and I click here, it's going to tell me where I am on the screen as I move it around X and the Y position. So what we want actually is to go to that position. So we can write a new thing here. We'll just make this easy. We'll say def go to space X, Y, and we're going to say self.goTo X, Y. This needs self because we're in a method. Okay, and then instead of self go to here XY, we're going to self go to space XY, and then in click we can just say self dot go to space mouse position. So if we run this now, nope, that's not working. Let's think this through. So I think I can't send this as a mouse position. I think I have to send it as XY, so that we get all three of the things. So self should be inherent. It's not recognizing, since mouse position is one thing that I had combined into two. Yeah, there we go. So now I can move it with my mouse click, or I can move it with my keys on the keyboard. Yeah, this slowness is sort of irritating, but we can change that in here. We just get different glitches, but I think you're just going to have to find what you find most satisfying as far as the drawing, whether you're okay with the raggedness. Now we do have this little glitch if we click too quickly, but I mean, we could call it not a glitch. It's kind of fun, to be honest with you. When it changes directions in the midpoint, it gets a little bit confused, but it can create some cool designs that way. All right, there's your how to make your turtle drawing program. Have fun with it.